Welcome to a new series I like to call Horror Icon Mashup. Today, we're talking about two of the most famous horror icons in slasher and horror history, Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees. Without further ado, let's get this video started. Now, I took some notes, honestly, because I wanted to be as detailed as possible as to what their motives are, how many kills they have, height, weight, when they were born, who's got the advantages, disadvantages, and stuff like that. And then ultimately we're going to decide who gets to win. Now, earlier this week I put a poll up on Twitter asking you who would win in a fight, Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. You guys voted, and we will see those results at the end of this video. But let's get started with the stats. We're going to start with Michael Myers, the infamous slasher from Halloween. And today we're starting off with his height. He comes in at 6'1", weighing 205 pounds. He was born October 10th, 1957. He's killed 134 people, including this new movie. So 134 people he's killed throughout his entire franchise. The purpose for doing so is in the original timelines of 1 and 2. His motives were to kill Laurie Strode, his sister, which was confirmed in number 2, and that was the 1 and 2 timeline. But as they changed timelines and the movies went on, his purpose was just to kill people who ever got in his way so he can get to his other family members. But after this reboot, 40 years later, we see that Laurie Strode and Michael Myers are not related whatsoever. When Michael Myers gets confronted by the reporters, he gets triggered and wants to finish what he started 40 years ago, thus going on another killing spree 40 years later. His advantages: he's hyper intelligent, he's got superhuman strength, he's stealth, and he has a lot of durability. And honestly, for disadvantage, I couldn't really find any disadvantages on Michael Myers, which is kind of interesting for the most, because Michael Myers, if you really think about it, doesn't have really much disadvantages. The guy just keeps going until he gets the job done, which I thought was interesting. So I'm going to show you maybe like my favorite kill of Michael Myers, and we're going to go from there. So here's my favorite kill from Michael Myers. Moving on now, we're going to Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees comes in at 6'8", 270 pounds, born on June 13th, 1946. He's got a little bit more kills than Michael Myers does. He comes in at 146 confirmed kills, and his purpose is to get revenge for his mother's death and the counselors who weren't paying attention or doing their job the day he drowned. So he watched his mother get killed, decapitated at the end of the first one, and his mother's motives in the first one were to kill the counselors who didn't save her son from getting drowned at Camp Crystal Lake. And Jason Voorhees has come back. He wants to kill the people who killed his mother and ultimately get revenge on the counselors who didn't watch him when they needed to be watched. His advantages: immortality, superhero strength, machete skills, and teleportation. We do see a lot of this throughout the movie, where Jason Voorhees walking around and all of a sudden he's somewhere different like that. So he also is immortal. He's been to hell and back. He's fought the devil. And if you read an Elseworld story, hell literally kicked him out of course, hell, because he was causing too much mayhem down there, and they couldn't pretty much handle him anymore. So they had to kick him out of hell, and they brought him back to Earth. If Jason Voorhees is that violent in hell, you can only imagine what he's like in the real world, which we've seen him kill various people. We've even seen him go against one of the most popular icons, Freddy Krueger, and Freddy Krueger was even tripping out of how strong he was. So his only disadvantage though is water. If you guys paid attention in Freddy vs. Jason, when Freddy triggers the water, Jason Voorhees kind of just stands there, doesn't know what to do, and then that ultimately triggers him to turn it into a little kid, and him getting that phobia, fear of water again, where we do see, of course, he is scared of something, and that is due to him drowning all these years ago, which he does have a fear of. At the same time though, a lot of the times we do see him come out of the water, so maybe at the same time it's an advantage. Who knows? All I know is that's one of his most disadvantages, and here is one of my favorite Jason kills right now. So when you come down to two icons versing like this, you gotta obviously break down the stats and who would do what to each other. We know Jason is more of an iconic kind of killer, where he uses different methods to kill people. He gets creative with his kills. Michael Myers has done so in the past, get creative with kills, but I think Jason Voorhees gets a little bit more creative than he does. Jason Voorhees uses a variety of weapons to kill his victims, as where Michael Myers uses the standard kitchen knife for most of his kills, and of course he's done other various types of kills as well. When you're coming down to it though, it mostly comes down to strength and who's been around longer and who's been through more stuff over the years. As far as we know, the only remake of Friday the 13th was of course the 2009 one with Jared Padalecki, and they kind of rebooted his origin a little bit, but not too much. But the franchise itself has been going for years, and it's kind of been continuous, where he's been to hell and back. He's died many times and come back, so Jason Voorhees has kind of lived on for a very long time. Michael Myers, however, has done kind of the same in a way. And Michael Myers, when you think you've killed him, he keeps coming back, keeps regenerating, especially, and this is full-blown spoilers right here, in the new Halloween movie at the very end, when Jamie Lee Curtis sets him on fire. There's one shot where they show the basement and he's not in there anymore, so he somehow got out. Michael Myers, for some reason, finds a way to escape death and stuff like that. But if you're going to put the two icons up together, I'm going to have to say, out of the two of them, Jason Voorhees would win. Jason Voorhees has the advantage of being not only kind of a demon in a way, but he's been to hell and back. I think he's way stronger than Michael Myers. On top of that, creative kill-wise, he's done and killed probably with every weapon there is known to man almost, except guns. I don't think he really uses guns, but I just think that Jason Voorhees would honestly whoop Michael Myers' ass in a fight. And let's see what you guys voted. So the majority of you guys voted for Jason Voorhees as well, and Michael Myers, of course, lost this round. So that is going to do it this week for Horror Icon Mashup. I want to start doing this every week, where I break down the stats, break down some of my favorite kills, and why I think so-and-so would win in a fight. Be sure to vote for the next one, because the next one we are going to do, of course, Pinhead versus Freddy Krueger. Who would win in the iconic battle of Pinhead versus Freddy Krueger? We got Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare Demon, and we got Pinhead, the guy who promises punishment from hell itself. So stay tuned, guys. A lot of new series coming to the channel, and I will see you guys in a couple weeks for another episode of Horror Icon Mashup. I'll see you guys later. Bye.